with Falcon football coach John O'Grady. And John, the Falcons opened up their WIAC season last weekend at Raymer Field. Oshkosh came to town, and Oshkosh took a 43-15 win over the Falcons. Could you tell us a little bit more about that game? We're looking at some offensive highlights as you speak.
Yeah, we as we have played pretty well in the first half, and then just made some crucial errors in the second half, and really kind of hurt our opportunities to win the ball game. I think we have played four very good teams. People asked me going into the Oshkosh game what I thought. I said I think they're as good as Trine, and I think Trine will repeat as a playoff contender this year. So we've really had some big challenges. They're a very good team defensively, and offensively they really took advantage of our youth and inexperience on D.
John, we had three players of the week last week. The offensive player of the week was junior fullback Joel Yolgerst, from Richfield, Wisconsin. Only carried the ball twice, but gained 5 yards. Also caught 2 passes for 11 yards, including a 4-yard touchdown pass in the third quarter, and that pulled the Falcons to within 29-15 at the time. Can you talk about Joel's play a little bit?
Well, you can see Joel was the young man who was in motion there. He's listed as a fullback, but he also plays tight end and he plays wide receiver. So his play has been full. He's got so much to learn. Here he is in motion again. Caught a touchdown pass coming out and lining up as a wide receiver. It tells you a little bit about the young man's intelligence, because we've never asked a player to do what he's doing in the past. He has to be able to do it physically. He can block well as a tight end. The other thing that really hurts defenses is because he is listed as a fullback, when he does come out and line up in other positions, it really affects what they can and want to call defensively. But not only does he have to line up there, he's got to be able to do the things at those other positions, and he's really been outstanding at that.
On the defensive side, John, linebacker Lincoln Bjorklund, a sophomore from Nicollet, Minnesota, Sibley East High School, was named the Defensive Player of the Week. He finished the game, led the Falcons with tackles with 10, 5 solo, 5 assists. He also broke up 1 pass. Can you talk about Lincoln's play this year?
Yeah, he's a young man who has really worked hard again in the off season and had a nice spring ball. Has helped me a lot on special teams and different things. Got a little bit of size to him. He's one of our good young players, and played a fine game, although we know that we have to play better overall defensively.
On the special team side, John, running back John Schemens, he's a sophomore out of Brown Deer. You mentioned that he had a great game. He had 2 special teams tackles. Could you talk about John's play?
John is a guy who helps us on practically every unit. I think the only 2 units he's not on are PAT field goal and PAT field goal block, but he's a blocker on kickoff return. He's one of my main coverage guys on kickoff, where he had tackles, and then he is on our punt team. He's also a big guy on our punt block and punt return team. He's an extremely valuable guy to me. He's like Greg Klingelhutz, except I think even more involved. And he's a guy that will give you every ounce of effort that he has.
John, looking ahead, it's homecoming week here at UWRF. Falcons will host UW Stout on Saturday, Raymer Field. Kickoff set at 1 o'clock. What do you know about the Blue Devils?
Very, very typical WIAC team. A new head coach, Clayton Birmingham, who was a great corner at Stevens Point in my early years back here in the 90s. I really liked him as a player. He's a fine man. Going to be very good for that program over the years. They have an offensive coordinator, or an assistant coach by the name of Vic Adamley, who spent years with the Gophers. I coached with him back in 1981 and 82 at Kent State University. Outstanding program, been known for their defense over the years. In the last few years, have been known as an extremely good running team. I think they'll probably challenge us in that phase as much as anyone has. Don't know if they're as good throwing the ball as some of the teams we've played. And so I'm looking forward. Defense is good, but they've lost their great All-American D end. We ran the ball extremely well on this team a year ago, which was unusual. We got our entire line back, as everybody knows, and Taylor's back. I think we have a really good shot at playing a good game and maybe coming out of here with a win.
John, good luck to the Falcons. We'll talk to you next week.
Yep, thank you.